very much so like Six Sigma. So you got your white belts, green belts, black belts, etc. There's an entry level where you're like, I generally know the parameters of the standard, right? There's another level where you're like, I have a foundation in how it might be deployed through my organization, which is what we primarily teach. We started at the University of Georgia with this great employment law. The woman who actually created the employment law field about 40 years ago was one of the original writers of the standard. Her name's Dr. Dawn Bennett Alexander. She used Title VII of the Civil Rights Act to sue everybody's pants off, and it created this genre and gave a speech about diversity about 30 years ago. Anyway, so we started that at Georgia. It scaled. That's where we met Jan and Gretel. And in 2025, there'll be a specific certification for auditors that takes it a level further for people who go into companies and audit them. Now that we've jumped over the 1,000 certified individuals mark, so. Yeah.
And then, of course, organizational certification.
Yeah, separately, there's organizational certification. I just got wind of a construction company in Canada that's wholly owned by a Saudi oil company that just got the certification up there. They're starting to mandate it in the Canadian government, again, and other governments. And I think for mid-sized entities that don't necessarily benefit from cultural-specific certifications, but supplied to the S&P 500, they're more aggressive about, again, this particular standard. I will say outside of America, because people deal in close borders, they're usually more prone to use ISO standards than we are here. We usually take a standard and reconfigure it and call it our own, which is fine. I'm a biased, egotistical, think you know it all American. I think America's better than everybody. Sorry, Jan. I'm taller than you, though. So, there's that. But, yeah.
Ursula, your question, please.
You answered part of my question. Would like a half day or a whole day workshop be long enough to get a certification?
You need a whole day. When Lisa and team were there, we were at a bigger conference, and so we cut about 2 hours off of their time that we needed. But yeah, in person it's a whole day, but we teach most of the classes in an asynchronous way, so it's all online with a bunch of Zoom sessions, I think.
Get certified in the ISO 30415 standard today.